Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe,
Good
peace,
morning, good
blessings, financial
afternoon.
freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trillion Dollar Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. I'm running 2 shows every day. This is the pre-market brief, and we'll be back with the market open and breakdown live, price action, momentum, and execution. Remember, I watch the markets, give the breaking news, and find the levels so you don't have to. It is April 15th, 2026. So during the pre-market brief, I just give you the mantra. I give you Robert Greene's daily law. We go over the earnings that happened in the pre-market or yesterday after market close. We go over some macro data, and then I give you levels, 3 levels of support and 3 levels of resistance for the $1 trillion tickers, plus SPY and QQQ. All right. So this show is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can use the show as a foundation. It's Wednesday morning, and the market is officially in cult creation mode. The NASDAQ is on a 10-session run. It's the longest streak since 2021. We just had Empire State Manufacturing Index come out at 11, destroying the 0.3 forecast, signaling that the economy is running much hotter than the cynics expected. We got a blowout earnings from Morgan Stanley and Bank of America. ASML dropped their earnings. We'll get into that in just a few. Let's get into the mantra right now. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, next, let me show you this Forex Factory. As you can see here, Trump was speaking at 3 a.m. I don't know how the hell he was speaking at, 3 a.m. That's 6 a.m. in D.C. So, but that was 3 a.m. And then 5:30 a.m. is the Empire State Manufacturing Index. As you can see, the previous was negative 0.2, forecast 0.3. The actual was 11, y'all. All right, and next we have some earnings. All right. So the Empire State Manufacturing actually means this is a massive expansion for New York manufacturing, providing the structural fuel for this rally. The S&P is within 1% of the all-time high. So we back at all-time highs, y'all. All right. Now let's check out these earnings. First, we had ASML. Strong beat on earnings, beat by 9.3%. Beat on revenue by 2.4%. But as you can see from yesterday's close, it is currently down 2.26%. Next, we have Morgan Stanley. Very strong beat on earnings, beat by 13%, and beat on revenue by 4%. You can see this thing running in the pre-market, y'all. So it closed right here. It's actually up 2.7% in the pre-market. Next, we have Bank of America. Bank of America, strong beat on earnings, beat by 9.5%, beat on revenue by 1%. And you can see this thing is up in the pre-market as well. It's currently up 1.5%, y'all. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law for today. Create a cult-like following. People have an overwhelming desire to believe in something. Become the focal point of such desire by offering them a cause or a new faith. Dangle a new technological trend or elixir in front of them, and they will leap like fish from water to take the bait. Humans have a desperate, innate need to believe in something, making us eminently gullible in the absence of a grand cause. By creating a belief system, whether it's a new technological trend or a get-rich-quick scheme, you can lift your power to a realm where you no longer need to struggle to enforce your will. Once you have a large following, they will not only worship you, but voluntarily defend you and recruit others to your cause. In long-term investing, we are currently seeing the cult of AI lift the trillion-dollar tickers to a realm where they seemingly can do no wrong. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely a nice recovery. I think before this drop, we would say that more. But when the NASDAQ hits a 10-session winning streak, it's not just data. It's a collective faith in the latest technological trend. Fulfilling your life's task as an investor means recognizing when the bait is being taken by the mass market and ensuring you are the one holding the line, not just following the crowd. While the followers are enticed by the get-rich-quick scheme, the get-rich-quick allure of the rally, you must remain grounded in the architecture of the chart. If you understand the new faith of the market, you can use that untold power to build your generational wealth. Active traders must realize that the market is currently a fledgling cult, worshiping the 7,000 S&P 500 level. To trade this 10-day winning streak, you have to be the focal point of the price action, where the desire is the highest. The ASML sell the news move is a test of that faith. While the gullible might panic, the showman trader sees it as a simple rebalancing of the palace rooms. Trump is currently dangling the elixir of a ceasefire in front of the world to keep the markets buoyed. As a trader, you stay safe by recognizing the cult-like momentum without becoming a blind worshiper yourself. The Fear and Greed Index is at 49, people. We are no longer in extreme fear. We are in neutral. We are actually in the middle of neutral. All right, let's get to these charts. Stay patient, stay disciplined. Execution over emotion. Process over prediction. Let's get on these charts, y'all. All right, let's pull it up here. This pre-market high has moved since I first put it on there. Currently, SPY 694.67 in the pre-market. I do have a level to the downside. It's very close to the current price, 694.55. After that, 693.15. And then the pre-market low of 693. Underneath that, we got 692.15 and then 690.90. To the upside resistance, we got 695.45, followed by 695.60, which is the pre-market high, 696.50, 697.30. QQQ currently in the pre-market at 628.40. To the downside support, we got 627.62, 626.96, which is the pre-market low, 626.70, and 626.15. To the upside resistance, very close to the current price right now, 628.60, followed by the pre-market high of 629.60, 629.85, 631.85. The VIX is dropping, y'all. The VIX is at 17.84. NVIDIA is next. NVIDIA in the pre-market is at 195. To the downside support, which is very close to the current price, is 195.50, followed by the pre-market low of 194.74, 194.40, 193.30. To the upside resistance, we have 196.50, followed by the pre-market high of 196.65. And just for transparency, let me zoom out here. We are actually inside Smart Money Concepts resistance zone. You see here, there's a bigger zone that goes from 199 to 193. And then there's a smaller zone that goes from 197.62 to that same low of 193. So I just want to be clear on that. We are in a resistance zone. But NVIDIA had a wonderful day yesterday, up 3.8%. It did gap up. So I just want y'all to be clear on that. All right. Does that make it more clear now that I adjusted the chart like that? All right. Tesla currently in the pre-market at 366.80. To the downside support, we got 364.20 followed by 362.90. And 360.90. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, which is very close to our level here at 368, followed by 370.30, which is the bottom of the gap. The gap ends at 374.10, and then I got a level at 377. Apple currently in the pre-market at 258.32. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low, very close to that, 258.22, followed by 257.75, 257.50, which is the daily level, and 257.20, 256.65. To the upside resistance, we got 259.19, which is the pre-market high, followed by 259.60, 260.40, 260.80, 261.10. Next, we got Google, currently in the pre-market at 332.19. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low, 331.09, followed by 330.55, which is the daily level, 328.60, which is a weekly level. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 333 even, and then 333.30, 334.40. All right, Microsoft currently in the pre-market is at 397.35. To the downside support, we got 396.15, 394.70, which is the pre-market low, and it's a level. 393.85. To the upside resistance, it's pushing up the pre-market high right now, so keep that in mind. But after that, we got 397.95, 435 cents, and then 402. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 249.42. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 247.54, followed by 247.40. 245, and then a weekly level at 244.40. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 294.85, followed by 250.20, 252.15, and 254. TSM currently in the pre-market. It's very close to the pre-market low, but it's at 380.95. The pre-market low is 380.49. Support after that is 379.60, followed by 377.35 and 376.80. To the upside resistance, we got 382.15, And then begins the Smart Money Concepts resistance zone at 384.83, and that goes all the way up to the all-time high. But before we get to the all-time high, we do got a couple levels in there. We got the 385.90, then we got the pre-market high of 386.20, followed by our daily level at 387.70. Next, we got Meta Platforms, currently in the pre-market at 664.59. Their downside support, we got 661.90. And we got the pre-market low and also our hourly level at 659.10. Followed by 654.90 and 650.40. To the upside resistance, we got 666.25, followed by 666.66, which is the pre-market high, and then 669.40. And then the top of this, Meta is also in the Smart Money Concepts resistance zone. The top of that zone is 672.75. And then there's a weekly level right above that at 673.40. So do expect it to reject if it does actually get up here. Next, we got AVGO, currently in the pre-market. It's been pushing the pre-market lows right now. So the pre-market low is 387.12. The downside resistance, we got 386, 380.60. 376.55. To the upside resistance, we got this 4-hour level here at 389.40, followed by the pre-market high at 393.49, 394.20, 397.40. brk.b currently in the pre-market at 478.20, pre-market low 477.12, pre-market high 478.99. Walmart is no longer a $1 trillion ticker, so we are not giving numbers on that. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back at the market open. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.